And the first is multiplying them. And with multiplying, I don't know if you remember, there's nothing easier than multiplying fractions. It's probably the easiest thing you can do with fractions. Because when you multiply fractions, you just simply multiply across. Okay, in other words, if you have 5/8 times 2/3, it don't get no easier than that because you just go across, multiply, go across, multiply. You get 10/24. Which leads us to the other thing they talk about today, which is reducing fractions, which we've done before, so maybe this won't be so bad here. What do I do with 10/24? Because 10/24 is not reduced, it's not in what we call its simplest form. Anybody remember how we reduce fractions, Elijah?
Divided by number,
Right, you look at both 10 and 24 and say what number, what common factor do they have? What number goes into both of those? In which case, Jules, you would say what?
10.
10 does not go into 24. What number can you divide both 10 and 24 by? Now, if you don't know, obviously you could come over here and write down all of the factors of 10, which are 1, 2, 5, and 10. All of the factors of 24, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 12, and 24, and figure out which, the highest one that they have in common. What's the biggest number that goes into both of them, Jules?
5.
Nope, there's no 5 in this one. They both have to have it.
2.
2, yes, cut them both in half. And if you divide them both by 2, you end up with 5/12. That is reduced. Now, why does that work, Danny Baumgartner asked? Help him out there, man. Why does that work? Well, what is 2/2? If you made a fraction out of that, what is 2/2? 1. And what happens anytime you divide something by 1? You get 10 divided by 1, 12 divided by 1, 5 divided by 1. You get the same thing. So when I do this, I am doing nothing more than dividing by 1. And so that means that 5/12s and 10/24s must be the same thing. It's just easier to understand that. Okay. Good point there, sir. All right, let's try another one. And by the way, sometimes they don't put the multiplication sign. Sometimes they say this. What is 1/2 of 1/4? The word of, children, jot this down somewhere where you'll never forget it. In math, about 99.8% of the time, the word of means to multiply. Uh-oh, this is not happening. This used to happen all the time 4 or 5 years ago. We just lock up there. Of means to multiply. So following that little rule here, what is 1/2 times 1/4? Half of 1/4. Can I write this down again? Half of 1/4, Riley, is?
Half of 1/4 is
Multiply across. 1 times 1 is?
1/8.
Yes, what's that?
1/8.
1/8, thank you very much. If you had 25 cents, you took half of that, you get a bit, which is 1/8. You don't have bits, but 2 bits, 6 bits, 8 bits an hour. The other thing is this. What about whole numbers? What if I have 6 times 2/3? Don't run away and be scared there. How do I deal with that? One's a whole number, one's a fraction. Drew Norquist, what do you think I should do? Oh no, punt. We're trying to multiply fractions times fractions, but 6 is not a fraction. Or could I make it a fraction? Laney Kavar?
Turn 6 into 3/3. Is the same as 1. Or not 3/3, 3/3. No.
3/3 is 1.
No.
I think you're overcomplicating this, Laney, just a bit. Brooklyn?
You pretty much just put a 1 under it.
Yeah, you make 6 a fraction just by putting it over 1. So 6 over 1 is the same thing. Multiply that by 2/3, multiply across, you end up with 12 over 3. Can't leave 12 over 3 because it is improper, not reduced. What is 12 over 3, Emily?
4.
4. 3 goes evenly into 12 4 times. Boy, this has been exciting.
Woohoo!
Here's a book the problem right out of the book here. It says you have 3 pennies side by side by side, and each penny is 3/4 of an inch long. How far is it between edges of the penny, question mark. Now, we're not gonna add these together because multiplying is much faster. I'm going to take 3/4 and multiply by how many do I have? 3 over 1. What do I get? I end up with 9 over 4, which turns into, Jaden, shoot. How many times does 4 go to 9?
4 goes into 9 2 times.
And what's left over?
1/4.
2 and 1/4 inches. 3/4 plus 3/4 plus 3/4 is in fact 9/4. How about 8/12? What would 8/12 be reduced? Reducing 8/12, Brianna says. What can you divide them both by?
4.
Divide them both by 4, you end up with 2 over 3. I knew you kids could do it.